Welcome to the May 8th, 2020 video version of the Wagner Daily. My name is Rick Petticelli, and as usual, once a week, this video replaces the written commentary portion of our report and hopefully serves as a nice change of pace, as well as gives some insight as to how we set up our charts, what time frames and indicators we use. First, we're going to run through a few broad market averages, very brief broad market commentary, and then we'll get into open positions in the model portfolio and what setups are out there possibly over the next few days. First up is the Nasdaq Composite, which remains very strong. It's been quite resilient. Every time there's been any kind of a pullback, there was this one day gap down on 401, a few days sideways, and then a gap up to leave all those who sold in the dust. And then another nasty shakeout here, and that led to a gap up the next day on 422. And then we had again another gap down, pretty nasty shakeout on 5-1 with immediate reversal. And then if traders lack conviction getting back in or staying with positions on 5-1 or re-entering on 5-4, there was an immediate gap up to put pressure on those who sold right away. So every time there's any weakness at all, the markets responded really well. And we continue to see bullish breakouts in leading stocks, which also confirms the strength we're seeing from the broad market averages. The S&P obviously lagging the Nasdaq Composite. We can go back to the Nasdaq here. You see the Nasdaq is above the 200-day MA and the rising 20. And the 50 MA, which is flattened out and might be looking to turn up soon next week. While in the S&P 500, the price action is still holding above the 20 EMA and above the 50 MA, but is below the 200. Though not a major concern for us, as most stocks we're trading anyways are in the Nasdaq Composite, but just something to note. Also, if we go back to the Nasdaq Composite and take a look at the weekly chart, there was a negative reversal candle last week, a bit of an inverted hammer here at the highs. Now, in order to confirm this bearish candle, the price action would have to break below the low of the candle the following week, and the Nasdaq Composite opened lower and then reversed immediately. So that's a positive response to a potentially bearish sign last week. Just a lot of strength and very resilient right now. The Nasdaq is. All right, let's move on to open positions in the model portfolio. We'll sort by percent gain. DXCM, we're in from around 280. We're up about 40% on about 70% of the position. Snap, we're in from around 1730 on a re-entry, which is now, it closed on a pickup in volume above the range high. So we're looking for the price action to fall through to the upside over the next few weeks. Team, we're in from around 160, I believe. Currently up about 12%. Nice volume on the move out. NVIDIA, we're long with an average price of just under 299, and it did close above 300 for the first time in several weeks. A positive sign. Netflix, interesting day yesterday. We're in from 2 days ago, just above 431. It had a inside day with very light volume, probably the lightest volume it's seen in 4 to 5 weeks. A nice pause here, so a move through the 2-day high could send the price action to new highs in short order. Tesla, we have a half position in. We're looking to add over the 3-day high. And in AMD, we have a half position as well. We're looking for the price to hold above 51. And if it can get above the 3-day high here, might finally get going. And Norton, we're long from around the $20 area. And it looks like it's breaking its uptrend line on a pickup in volume. We have a fairly tight stop beneath this last swing low in case the price action can't move out from here. It does report earnings on 5/14. And for the last position is CHGG. And this is a beautiful gap up here on monster volume. And this is a move to all-time new highs. Prior highs were here. So if it can clear this 3-day high, could be off to the races, or at the very least, maybe it chops around for a bit and allows the 5-day MA to catch up, but it would likely do so above this 58 area here. As for potential setups tomorrow, Mercado Libre, a nice buyable gap up. If it can clear the 2-day high, stop would be beneath the 2-day low. That looks pretty strong, and that is a move to new highs here. Note the big volume on the gap up. SDGR broke its downtrend line, went sideways, and broke out again, but it's pulled back, and it's broken a short-term downtrend line, and it's cleared the 2-day high, but closed right at that 2-day high. So if it can get back above Thursday's high, look for some fall through to the upside. It does report on 5/13, so look for immediate follow through. CODX, and just note the tight range here. If it can get back above, say, Thursday's high, could rip. Also note the strong volume, the accumulation followed by a big dry up in volume. That's generally a very good sign. Again, we have two big above average volume up days followed by a big dry up in volume. Amazon's pretty tight. Nice little shakeout beneath the prior low, touching the 20-day EMA. Could be in play above 2380. BYND, Beyond Meat, and this is a downtrend line break on the weekly chart. And it broke the downtrend line and broke through the 200-day MA and prior swing high here on huge volume, about 7 times greater than average. And yesterday it bounced off the swing high. So if it can clear the 2-bar high, that's another one that could be off to the races. And here are a few stocks that may not be in play on Friday, but are certainly ones to watch. First up is Net, which broke out to all-time new highs on about a 300% pickup in volume. This even breaks this top trend line here. So if the price action can pull back in for a day or two and then move higher, that would be interesting. As would PTON, which gapped up to an all-time new high above 40. And note the volume here was about 5 times greater than average. So pretty impressive price and volume action here. Did manage to close off the lows of the day, so might be best to give it a few days to see how it reacts and see if it tightens up and offers a lower risk entry point. And if you'd like to learn more about our style of trading, head on over to our blog at morpheustrading.com/blog. We have over hundreds of articles in there. Stop techniques, how to scan, how we use TC2000 to scan and MarketSmith. There's also how we use ATR, how to buy breakouts, how to buy pullbacks, just a ton of info in there. Thanks for joining me. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.